Miyaka ekiala kiala epua. Time is the season of something beautiful. Oh, poetry, my consuming passion. You consume me from the inside out, and in your service, I know no limits. I am a slave for your consuming passion, oh poetry. And this is why today I have flown in like an eagle to be with you from Lake Station to Indiana. I have flown like an eagle on this blue van with my friends Katie and Robert, because poetry inspires me and it speaks. And I believe that it is one of the greatest art forms of humankind. And this is why I'm so happy to be here to present to you with my poetry. And I hope you are inspired. When my dear friend Margaret spoke about this last poem where she had this young lady read it, so it just almost brought tears to my eyes. And I'm kind of emotional right now because I taught for 4 years and I did special education. And it just links to special kids and their needs. And some of these kids' needs are not taken care of. But I have this answer that I hope that kids like that, kids who go through the battles and the struggles in their life, can identify with. And this poem is called The Eagle. I stretched out my graceful wings and I saw. I am black, powerful, and intelligent. I've dreamed the impossible dream. I've followed my heart through perspiration and inspiration. My powerful nature blocks out all the cants of the mind. I am an eagle, bold and confident. With the power invested in me, I speak life to my words. I sought new horizons, and I am not for sale. This next poem is called Some Other Rhythm. And normally, as a Caribbean person, in St. Lucia, you always have what you call the Caribbean tournament of dominoes. And I just believe that it's some kind of rhythm. It's just the rhythm and the rhymes as you listen to people perform and they slam dominoes. And I just had to make a poem about Caribbean people playing dominoes. And it's called Some Other Rhythm. I know it's a strange title, but I hope you enjoy it. Bogie said, "There's a commotion in the hall. A loud, sharp, almost deafening sounds. Could it be the sad cries of a deaf shot?" I asked. No, it's some other rhythm. Some other rhythm? I asked curiously. It's a constructive, exciting rhythm. Then tell me what it's all about. Strong hands and great minds are battling at the table of brotherhood. What? And you call this constructive, exciting rhythm? Listen. It's not the rhythm which comes from the sounds of instruments or guns or insults of men or women, but the rhythm which comes from the slumming of dominoes of Caribbean brothers and sisters. Oh, then let this rhythm sound. Feel it. Enjoy it. Let the doobs and the mars come down. Let this rhythm fill the air. Those bar. This other poem I'm doing right now is called A Woman's Face. And it is just telling us about the sadness that women go through, especially women who have been abused, women who have been through the ups and downs in their life. A woman's face. A well-rounded figure with eyes that can't see a thing and a stare enough to make veins pop out and frighten wild beasts. The black rouge which she often wears on swollen lips from a slap of a mouth of insults is almost always smeared. Her dreads look like bango, so unkempt and scarce. The only thing that gives light is the broad smile which she seldom wears on her dark face. And this other poem I'm doing for you tonight, I hope you enjoy. It talks about people. It talks about especially relationship and how we take relationships for granted, especially men. But it talks about us women and what we really want from relationships. And it's the desires of the heart. My heart's desire is to be in your life and not on your list. Because on is easily wiped out, whereas in is permanent. To be your only intimate friend, treasured, shared, and inspiring. To share the me that really makes me dependable, loving, charming, and entertaining. But most of all, to walk through life with you, to discover the pleasure, pain, and serenity of life. And I also want to say this evening that in life, we go through a lot of battles, but with every step that you take, with every move that you make, always believe in yourself and believe in your dreams and believe in who you are and set a foundation for who you are and who you believe in. And this poem is called Education. And I wrote it as a teenager in high school. And it says, education is important in our everyday life. You need to work hard to succeed in everything you do. If you have difficulties in doing something, pray and work harder at it. If you do that, you will succeed. You need to have an abundance of perseverance to help you succeed, and with these qualities, a solid foundation will be built. And I'm taking you right now to the countryside, and this next one is called The Countryside. I have been to the countryside, where the cool breeze blow and birds in trees abide. A quiet place, beasts and insects stretch on every side. I love the countryside, for it rescues me from city life of traffic jams, violence, and stronger streets. I love the countryside, where crickets chirp, croaking sounds of frogs are heard, and delicious fruits like coconuts and mangoes are enjoyed. I've climbed the rocky hills and mountain tops of Grand Riviere, where the stream is cooled, and the woods are lovely and dark, and the sun at dusk is a beauty to behold, and happy dogs scare the ugly moles. I love the countryside of sugar cane and country rain. It's the countryside where daffodils blossom on every side and plantations bloom in every way. Oh, how I'd love to stay in the countryside where life is like a paradise. And this other one that I'm going to do is one that I did about time, about the essence of time, and I hope that you really take a real understanding into what time really is. And time is nothing but elusive in nature. And I just want you to just listen as I really just indulge you in what I really think that time is. Time, although delusive, I have not had enough of it. Time, oh time, the times we spend together, the times we walk together, the times we've been there for each other, through the bad and through the times of darkness, through the times where no one seemed to care. Time, though elusive in nature, I have never had enough of it. And this other one that I'm going to do is We Rise. And since I'm from the Caribbean and my background is really, well, Caribbean black people, I'm going back to the time of slavery. I don't mean to be like a burden to anyone or anyone to be like, why is she doing this poem? But it just reminds me of my roots, and it just takes me back to my roots. And it says, we rise. From dawn till dusk, we toiled non-stop, bleeding from the scorching sun, singing our hopes of redemption, wounded from insults and whips of our masters, black and powerless is what we were. Fleecy black locks and dark complexion had stolen our birthrights. But coming out from a past, rooted and grounded in pain and distress, we rise. Leaving behind years of anguish and intimidation, we rise. Into a light that's wondrously free and clear, we rise. Living peacefully with all mankind, we rise. This one talks about love, and it's entitled Peak Pleasure. May I love you, I mean really love you, in ways none other have done before. May I touch the parts of you where you are really you, the part which you keep hidden from others. May I awaken your senses with scented candles, sweet pleasure, warm kisses, and lovable courts. May I fill your heart with joy and laughter. May I take you on a cruise so we can view the sunset together. May I be the everlasting vapor that perfumes your life with pure loving kindness. May I gently lay you down in a bed of roses so I can enjoy you. I mean really taste you. May I fill the air around you with playful games, encouragements, pure joys, and promising tomorrows. And may I bathe you. I mean really, really admire your beautiful physique. I am spellbound by you. And this one talks about consciousness, and it's entitled Marijuana. But I had to do it for my students, so it's like the kind of talks about the effects of marijuana, but I don't think marijuana is a bad thing, but I did it for my students, so I had to make it sound kind of, you know. Why do you pollute the air with your poisonous scent, causing me to cough and my eyes to burn? Your taste is very addictive. Your high, very irresistible. You retard the mental capabilities of Homo sapiens. You blacken the lungs and choke the economic stability, then spit one's nothingness back to dust. You are a powerful blood-sucking leech, a drug which exercises power in the body, the deadly green leaf, marijuana. This one, well, actually, when I first came to Fort Wayne, before I even came to Fort Wayne for school, I was so excited. All I wanted was the American dream. All I wanted was this white paradise. But when I got to America, I realized that I rather a tropical paradise. And this one is entitled White Paradise. I stepped into this paradise. Streets are white as snow. Sunny days are cold as ice. Birds and bees are out of sight. Trees stand leafless, tall and proud. I stopped to make a Christmas ball, skidded and took a mighty great fall, just outside of Glenbrook's Mall. My tropical body shivers. I taste harshness of its nature. I sit next to the fire in very warm attire, yet not a drop of sweat be found on my brow. I've come to the conclusion that a tropical paradise of warm sunny days, of birds and bees, and green dark trees where the cool breeze blow and the grass is green is sweeter than a white paradise. This one talks about people. And in life, people goes for different things in their life, but you just have to hold on and believe, like I said earlier, in yourself. This talks about somebody who was very close to me, but because she didn't have hope and faith, she died. She died a very broken person. But because of her story, her inspiration, someone else was encouraged, which was her sister. And it's a combination of what she went through and what, because of who she was, what her sister became. And it says everything to me. Tears streamed down my dark face, hungry, shattered, broken, and wounded, drowning in sorrow, despair, and disappointments. A discouraging disposition. That was my reality. Looking up towards heaven, on my knees in sorrow I cry, Master, Healer, Provider, Jesus, loose me, loose me, loose me. He stretched out his loving arms and wrapped me with his love. My chains fell out, my dark world turned to joy and peace, and I became my dreams. I am a doctor, poet, and writer. Mere words can't express my charms, but you're everything to me. I am alive and well. I have overcome. I worship and adore you. You're everything to me. Giving thanks to the Most High God. Oops. Thank you. This other one that I want to do, it talks about how you can be in one spot at one time and you beat your eyes and you are in another condition. And it was dedicated to my uncle who passed away tragically. And every time I think about it, it kind of brings me to tears, but I just wrote it I just wrote it for him, and every time I remember him, it just brings tears to my eyes. And I was there at the time where he was shot, and then I held on to him, and I just couldn't hear anything he was trying to tell me. And this is why I wrote this. It's entitled A Death Shot. I seized onto a barbecue fork as my bloody countenance lay almost lifeless on the ground from the shock of a foreign object that hit me and went straight to my lungs. Words leaped from my throat, but were too lifeless to penetrate through my mouth. I felt imprisoned like a caged bird as I shivered and stared at the frightened, sad faces in their uncontrollable choir. Then my tearful eyes slowly closed and I vanished from the earth. I have 3 more for you. And this one is entitled Whatever, Wherever, Whenever. If I walk on a broad way, you are with me. If I lose my sense of purpose, you are my restorer. When I'm sad and blue, you are the comforter. When I need sound advice, you are the answer. And that's why, whenever, whatever, wherever, I will always be there. I will be the one you can depend on to love, cherish, and walk with you through this life. You make my life full and chic. I thank God for you every day. And I pray that whenever, whatever, wherever, I will always be there to help you. You have been an unbelievable blessing, and God has unbelievable blessings for you. The other one that I'm going to do now is life's journey. Go through life with confidence and remember the promise of hard work. Put persistence and dedication into perspective, and remember that with love and confidence, everything is possible. Do not associate yourself with the negatives of society, for these are the flaws that will shatter your world. Ask for divine intervention from God, whatever He is to you. You are a child of God, wonderfully and fearfully created. You have a right to life, a right to existence. And no matter what you go through in life, always believe that your place in society begins with you. And this is it for tonight. Thank you.